Daydreamer64 here, bringing you a new Nintendo Switch video on my favorite game of all time, which is Zelda Breath of the Wild. Before playing Breath of the Wild, I actually never played any Zelda games at the time. At the point in my life when I put the game in, I was actually in a really bad place. I was working at a really bad call center customer service job, and my wife was working late nights, and so I would come home and pretty much be really discouraged. And so I ultimately decided to actually pick up a Nintendo Switch. I brought Super Mario Odyssey. I loved the game, and so I was like, all right, Zelda seems to be pretty popular, let me give it a shot. From the moment I put Zelda in, I was just really fascinated with just everything about the game, from the little details to just the graphics to the story to the music. It was just an incredible experience, and it just allowed me to kind of escape from reality. It really got me through that tough time, and I just completely, when I put the game in, I really felt like I was in Hyrule. I felt like I was in a different place, and it was a good feeling. And so ultimately, me playing this game led me to love video games. I've always loved games as a young person, as a young teenager, but I was never really fascinated with them. Like, I'll play them, but I kind of got bored pretty quickly. But Zelda was actually one of the games that I actually sat down and actually played through it, and it was a pretty long game because I spent so much hours just exploring it, and I played the game. I played through it multiple times, and I would definitely say, like, every single time I played it, it's always been like a new experience for me. Still to this day, I find new things, I find new details. I find like strangers up in mountains that I never met before. I'll find like a dragon up in an ice mountain that I never saw before. And so there's just a lot of cool aspects of the game, and it just allows for me to play it and always have that new experience. And even if I put the game in today, I just really feel like it's a new experience. And that's what inspired me to make this channel. I fell in love with Nintendo and Zelda, and that experience of gaming and that experience of just, having that escape, but also just having some sort of, world that I can go to, that I can kind of just become that character and explore. And it was a beautiful story with beautiful music. And so that inspired me to make this channel. It's inspired me to fall in love with games, and it's actually inspired me to give me a chance to really just, when I put a game in, I really want to, examine it. I really want to review it, and I really want to study it, and I really want to observe every aspect of it before I make a judgment. And so really, Zelda Breath of the Wild just, it exceeded all my expectations for what a game is. And ultimately, that is what made me realize that games are just so much more than just you putting in a disc, or, just sliding in, or just playing a game just to get through, because you have nothing else to do. Before I played Zelda, I would just play games because I was bored. But now I play games because I just, I love that experience. I love it, and I appreciate all the aspects of it. And so Zelda Breath of the Wild is my favorite game of all time, and I believe it will always be my favorite game of all time. Even if Breath of the Wild 2 is better, I'm gonna say Breath of the Wild, the first one, is my favorite, just because it just made me love games. And I know I've said that a ton of times in this video, but I definitely wanted to make a video about it. I wanted to talk about it. And so I'm really excited for Breath of the Wild 2. I'm really excited for actually the new Zelda game that's coming out, Link's Awakening. I never actually played the original one. And so I'm really excited to give this a try. And from here on out, I'm actually always going to, I actually really do want to play the old games as well. And so I'm just really excited for that, and really excited for, the Zelda universe, in the near future with the Nintendo Switch. This is Daydreamer64. Thank you for hearing my video about why I'm passionate about this channel, passionate about games, and why Zelda is my favorite game of all time. Stay tuned for more Nintendo content, and thank you for watching again.